This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Encompass Health, Rehabilitation Hospital of New England. North Shore Community College. If you have the will to attend college, we have the way for you to earn your degree. And Leo Inc., your local community action agency.
Good morning and welcome back to LCTV News. As we enter into the holiday season, celebrations and public announcements are taking over the city. We have a special double lowdown this week, as we will be on break next week for Thanksgiving. Here is the news for Friday, November 17th, 2023. Governor Maura Healey and Lieutenant Governor Kimberly Driscoll were on scene at the Lynn Business Partnership on the 14th to share updates on projects and hear from members on topics of equity, affordability, and improved transportation. Governor Healey began the meeting with the welcome news that the new temporary rail platform is expected to open on December 18th. Lynn is also a minority-majority community, so Healey emphasized the importance of listening to local voices on subjects such as equity. This was echoed by Carolina Trujillo, who believed that the people need a voice in the process and policies that affect them directly. Equity in education, recent tax cuts, and working with small businesses in rural communities were other points of discussion. The meeting wrapped with them both encouraging all those in the meeting and beyond to keep talking to them and provide them with opinions. The governor's office confirmed that the temporary commuter rail platform will open in Lynn on December 18th, 9 months ahead of schedule. The station has been shut down since October 1st of 2022, leaving commuters with the options of a shuttle bus to the Swampscott station, existing bus routes, or ferry service. The $72 million renovation project has an estimated completion date of 2030, so this temporary platform will provide some reprieve for commuters. Veterans Day was this past Saturday, with cities and towns across the country coming together to celebrate. In Lynn, this included a breakfast and ceremony in the City Hall Auditorium consisting of a speaking service and performances. There are 18 million veterans in the United States, with 380,000 calling Lynn home. Here's a clip from the event.
My military service has shaped me in many ways, but my experiences as a veteran have shown me the importance of resources for veterans. I received job training, medical benefits, and educational benefits. I reached out for help when I needed it. No one reached out to me. There are many vets who are unaware of what's out there for them. The problem now is that there aren't enough people staffing the Veterans Office. The critical piece that's missing is awareness by veterans of services that are available and outreach to veterans to ensure that they know they are appreciated and cared for. And that's why events such as this are so important. Veterans need to know that they are welcome, that they are home, and that they are secure.
To watch the full ceremony, go to lyntv.org. On Tuesday, the 14th, Mayor Nicholson unveiled a $450 million development plan for the South Harbor site. It will include an 850-unit apartment complex, 26,000 square feet of retail and restaurant space, an 8-acre public park, and shoreline restoration. The project will total 1.1 million square feet and is estimated to take a decade to complete, divided into 3 phases. Within the apartment complex, 10% of the units will be designated as affordable housing for those making no more than 60% of the area median income. This project began with former Mayor McGee and EDIC met with Samuel and Associates to create a plan for the waterfront. Mayor Nicholson has continued the project, expanding the team to include city department heads and councilors. The project has already received site plan approval and will be voted on by City Council later this month. It will be the biggest project in the city and is expected to net $120 million in tax revenue over a 30-year period, according to EDIC Director Jim Cowdell. Mayor Nicholson made a statement condemning hate of any kind in the city of Lynn. This comes as the violence in Palestine and Israel continues to affect people all across the globe, including right here in Lynn. According to Nicholson, quote, Lynn's history is one of welcoming people from all corners of the world to build their lives and families in our neighborhoods. Our embrace of diversity is to be celebrated, especially as we continue to witness alarming spikes in anti-Semitism and Islamophobia around the globe. Even here, many of our Jewish and Muslim neighbors are living in a constant state of fear. I have asked to address you today to make it clear that we will not tolerate anti-Semitism in my administration. We will not tolerate Islamophobia. We will not tolerate hate of any kind. To read the full statement, go to lyntv.org. The Phoenix Food Hub celebrated their one-year anniversary last Thursday the 9th at the Greater Lynn Senior Services Building. Offering a wide range of services, from their food pantry to teaching kitchen to referral assistance, they proudly displayed the work being done. Murals by Raw Artwork students and a citation from the Executive Office of Elder Affairs highlighted the celebration.
There's a phenomenal need in this neighborhood for those who cannot provide food for themselves, and unfortunately it's growing on a daily basis. Food Hub seeks to provide them with substance so that they can support themselves.
We are trying to create a more robust commitment on the part of individuals to think about how they can be more self-sufficient, to think about how they can use the various tools that we are offering them to benefit themselves over time.
The group that worked on these beautiful pieces is called Good to Go. And they are made of a team of 8 male identifying youth, and they work together to create positive change in the community through public art.
It is thrilling to see some of the work that we have talked about, that folks have worked so hard to prepare, to see that not just come to life, but be making a difference in people's day-to-day lives and delivering on the hope and on the expectation.
The first reason is enhanced food distribution. The second reason is we are expanding nutrition screening, counseling, and education. The third reason is that we are developing some very impressive resource navigation and referral networks. The fourth reason is that we are strengthening our community crossroads right here at Phoenix Food Hub. And the fifth reason is that this is the beginning of really powerful systems transformation.
The 2024 Phoenix Food Hub Community Grants Program recipients were also announced. They are the New Lynn Coalition, the Highlands Coalition, Lynn Community Health Center, Catholic Charities, My Brother's Table, the Open Doors / Cape Ann Food Pantry, the Salem Food Pantry, the Democus YMCA, the Lynn Senior Center, and the Food Project.
So in this short time, this food hub has really helped to close the meal gap in the city of Lynn. This means that the amount of food now coming into the city is enough to serve the estimated number of people who live here who are food insecure. You've created a one-of-a-kind food hub that's a gathering point for community members, and Elder Affairs applauds the multi-generational services that are provided. Best wishes, Secretary Elizabeth Chen.
For LCTV News, I'm Dani Vittori. After a 6-month search, Brenda Rodriguez has been hired as the next CEO for Lynn Community Health Center. Rodriguez holds a bachelor's degree in business administration from Boston University and a master's degree in business administration from Duke. She has worked in community health centers for over 10 years, most recently as the chief strategy and financial officer for Lowell. Rodriguez is a lifelong FQHC patient and brings a passionate, patient-centered approach to Lynn, who understands their needs given that she has many similar lived experiences. She also becomes the first bilingual woman of color to serve as CEO of LCHC. The Massachusetts Elementary School Cross Country Championship took place on November 10th, with Lynn schools participating for the first time. Parents and teachers alike lined the course to encourage the runners, who were grouped into 6 different races by grade level and gender. Here is more.
On the morning of Friday, November 10th, Lynn Elementary Schools, along with other elementary schools across the state, gathered at the Gannon Municipal Golf Course to have the 9th annual Massachusetts Cross Country Championship. It was the first time Lynn schools had taken part, which was a big deal to people like the Department of Public Works Associate Commissioner Lisa Narek.
It's a great opportunity. It's a free event for Lynn students, and beautiful day, beautiful course. It's a gem. This is where we are.
As well as Assistant Director of Lynn Public Schools Health and Physical Education, Colleen Peterson.
I really felt that Lynn should have representation in this meet. We've never had our schools involved, so this is the first year. We have 7 elementary schools involved. They've been training for about a month now. I think we have probably about 200 students that are running today.
It was a total of 6 races, with boys and girls split up into groups. Coming in first for the boys' championship was Sparhawk Academy out of Millis. Martinson Elementary School out of Marshfield was well represented as Hunter Devaney out of Marshfield scored first in boys grades 1 to 3, and Graham Devaney scored first in boys grades 1 to 5. In the girls' championship, Rockport Elementary scored first, naturally out of Rockport, Massachusetts. St. Pius V School out of Lynn saw a first-place winner, as Sophia Nunez was the top scorer in girls' grades 1 to 3. Finally, Madeline Howard out of Blueberry Hill Elementary in Longmeadow scored first in girls' grades 1 to 5. As well as the kids, the parents and teachers were in attendance to cheer on the participants and celebrate this yearly occasion. For LCTV News, I'm Josh Englander.
State Treasurer Deborah Goldberg announced 4 organizations as the recipients of their Lynn Baby Steps Saving Plan grant, with the purpose of increasing enrollment in baby steps for Lynn residents. The expected recipients are Leo Inc., Highlands Coalition Inc., New Lynn Coalition, and United Nations Community Development Corporation, with grantees receiving up to $12,500. Baby Steps provide a free $50 deposit anytime an MEFAU fund is opened within a year of a Massachusetts child's birth or adoption. But according to Senator Goldberg, even though Lynn has one of the highest birth rates in the state, they have a disproportionately low level of participation in the program compared to other cities. Another driver behind this new initiative is an amendment approved last year, providing an additional $500,000 in Baby Steps funding to those in low to moderate income cities and towns, all for the purpose of reaching more families, educating them about the program, and helping them transform their child's future. The 9th Annual Festival of Trees is underway at the Lynn Tech Annex Building, running until tomorrow, the 18th. All the money raised goes towards scholarships for Lynn Tech students and improvements to the school. This event continues to grow, with 80 items being raffled off this year.
Today and this whole week is the Festival of Trees. 100% of the proceeds go all to the Lynn Tech students in whatever they need. A big chunk of it goes to scholarships for the seniors, but if there's anything that they need also in the school, we will help whatever way we can. We've redone the weight room, we've added 4 new scholarships because of the success of the community coming to help us make this event just amazing. There is at least 80 items this year, which is just amazing how generous the whole community has been to us. One of the things that we've noticed in doing the Festival of Trees for 9 years is the community and how it's brought people together. And growing up in Lynn myself, you know, we are the biggest little city that there is. Everybody knows everyone. And having people run into each other and introducing their children and their grandchildren to neighbors that they grew up with is just outstanding. And people tell us this is how they get started in their holiday season every year is a visit here. And we can't thank them enough for doing that.
Through a collaboration between the city and several organizations, a new project, Art on the Move, was launched. 7 local artists were commissioned to paint bus stop stations with many of the themes relating back to Lynn, making use of recognizable landmarks, as well as the creators' own personal connections to the city. LCTV was on scene for the project launch. Take a look.
We are here to launch the City of Lynn's latest public art initiative called Art on the Move. It's a creative installation of 7 area bus shelters in the city. It's a kind of a way of bringing joy to transit riders as they wait to get on their day. We ended up with these wonderful shelters creatively installed by 7 artists. We've partnered with a number of organizations. Number one is the Lynn Public Art Commission, who helped to put out a call for art for these shelters. They also reviewed the over 20 submissions that we had. We've worked with Ad Hoc Industries to help with this, Boston BRT, Transit Matters, and New Lynn Coalition to really kind of hone in on which bus shelters would have the greatest impact on the community that it served. When we chose the artists, we encouraged them to include in their inspiration something about Lynn. So we ended up with a lot of community-based artwork, a lot of pieces that highlight some places in Lynn, like High Rock Tower, our cityscape. They talk about community and the diversity of the community. Art and culture is so crucial to the health, the vitality, the economic stability of any city. In Lynn, we have so much.
Family Resource Center once again joined us on the Lowdown, this time focused on their holiday events and needed donations. This included their work with the rising migrant population and the growing need for additional resources. Here's the Lowdown. Good afternoon and welcome back to the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Dani Vittori, and today we have on the Program Director for the Lynn Family Resource Center. Thanks for joining us again.
Thank you so much.
Just start by introducing yourself.
Yeah, my name's Olivia Grinstead. I'm the Program Director for the Lynn Family Resource Center over at 16 City Hall Square.
And you came on around this time last year too, I think, so there's a lot been happening since then, a lot's changed.
Oh yeah, we've got a lot of new programs. We're actually starting up with a new, kind of like a new staff turnover, so we're starting up with a new team. A full team, trying to get out there into the community, do more outreach programs and do more outreach events as well. So we're just trying to keep our name out there, keep helping as many families as possible.
And you actually have something coming up, your Toys for Tots registration coming up next month.
Yes, that's a huge time for us in the at the Lynn Family Resource Center. We've constantly increased every year. We started the Toys for Tots registration back in 2019 holiday time, and this will be our 4th year doing it, and that's going to be on November 8th. It'll be posted at 11 a.m. It's an like a Google form registration. We found that it's easier for most families to access, so that'll be posted on our Facebook page at 11 a.m. on November 8th.
Great. And you were also mentioning a somewhat recent uptick in the need for donations in specific items.
Absolutely. We are helping with the different nonprofit programs that are housing the migrant families from the different countries that are coming in here, or coming to Massachusetts. So we have a lot of need for clothing, diapers, pack and plays is a huge donation request. So really any kind of like baby item or youth item is something that we would absolutely love to have. And so we can give those to the families that don't have anything. as well as a holiday toy drive as well. We would love for any kind of like brand new. For the toy drive, we would like brand new for like the kids to have something brand new to open. So we're doing a holiday drive as well, accepting all the way through, I believe, probably December 15th or something like that. We'll stop accepting the donations, but right now we're accepting all brand new toys for all families of Lynn.
And for anyone looking to donate, how would they go about doing it? They just drop it off at your building?
Yeah, you can either if you want to like give us a heads up so we can help you, we can make sure we have the space. You can just email me or call us at our number, which we posted later on. Or if you just want to stop by and drop off anything you have. We also are accepting clothing, gently used to new clothing. We sanitize and wash everything, make sure everything's safe for all families that need some clothing during that time, as well as coats as well. Coat drive as well. We'll be posting that as well. Probably maybe a little bit mid-November after the Toys for Tots drive.
Great. I noticed a huge thing on your website is diapers.
Yes.
People signing up for those, which I hadn't thought about as much.
Yeah, it's a huge need. We started the diaper drive. I think last year was our first time signing up, actually doing a official like diaper pantry, and it's about 80 to 100 families. We help with diapers every month. That's kind of like the range right now, and we do everything from like collaterals or like different agencies like referring to us, walk-ins. Right now we kind of went to a registration system because it was so much. So it's a once a month registration. You can go on our Facebook page on the first of the month, or the first Wednesday of every month at 11 a.m. It'll be posted on our Facebook page. And it's up until we try to stop it at about 80 to 100 families just because that's our capacity. So once it's filled up, it'll automatically stop, and then we will do a registration on the 4th Friday of the month for those who. Sorry, I get the pickup day. My bad. The pickup day will be like the 4th of every month.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes sense. And you have a very large outreach program. You work with other organizations a lot, even looking at your Facebook page, like we Rise, a lot of them. You really seem to have a strong network there.
Yes, thank you. It all comes through our like parent agency center board. So we have like the True Mentoring program. We have connections with We Rise, which is an amazing program. We try to partner with as many other programs as possible because we could probably co-facilitate with them, or we have clients that are coming in and we don't have that specific class or parenting program. So we want to make sure that we're in the community and we know if we don't have this program, how can I make sure that this person gets this program that they're wanting or needing. So we want to make sure that we're out there as much as possible to gain as much information about the community.
And what sort of parenting classes do you currently offer?
For the Lynn Family Resource Center, we offer currently a parenting journey class. We're trying to register folks for Nurturing Fathers program, and at the moment we're also doing English like ESL classes. English conversation circles is what they call it. As well as we have an open like group LGBTQ drop-in group on Mondays. From 4 to 5 if folks want to come down, if just a place to feel safe where they can have a snack, watch some TV, just be in a chill environment. I just can't, like now off the top of my head, I'm like, we probably used to do so much more and I can't remember it. But yeah, do a lot of those programs.
And are there volunteer opportunities within the organization as well beyond staffing?
At the moment, honestly, it's kind of like a month-by-month basis. If we always have a monthly outreach event. So every time we have a monthly outreach event, we'd love volunteers to help run it because the more folks we have, the bigger kind of like capacity we have to do more stuff. So that's kind of like a month-by-month basis. If people just want to email us, contact us, and we can find something for everyone to do.
Because you moved relatively recently too, within the last year? The last year. We came up on our 1-year anniversary in our new location, July 20th, July 20th-ish. So we're still trying to make sure that people know that we don't go here. We're not here anymore. So come onto this location. So. And another thing you were talking about too was referrals.
Mm-hmm.
So you accept referrals, but do you also give them, or how does that work?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So that the point of like all of our like outreach is to get as many contact information and stuff as possible, so that we can, if we don't have the program, we'll be able to like send it to somebody else. So we take referrals from anybody, walk-ins, everything's 100% free. So yeah, we take any referrals from any agency, any school, we'll take it. And then if we see that we don't have that thing or like that specific item or that specific program they're looking for, we'll pass it on to a program we know might also offer it. So we'll do like a referral to that program.
In terms of, circling back to items a little bit, you talked about your clothing closet that you have as well. So do you accept donations of any clothes, or how does that work?
Yeah, we accept everything, like gently used to new clothing, anything, any sizes, honestly. We have sizes from like preemie babies to adult extra large male and female. So any clothing from babies, like youth clothing, all the way up to from, I think it's like newborn to 14, 16 youth are the most popular clothing that we offer, or that we like get requests for. So any kind of youth clothing donation would be amazing.
And anyone who's looking, maybe is in need of something, what did you say are the best ways to learn about it or reach out?
Our Facebook page is we try to be as active on Facebook as possible with updates. We try to respond to any messages on Facebook within a day. Sometimes it doesn't happen, so if there's a huge influx in it, but we try our very best to respond to most families within 24 hours.
Great. So keeping an open line of communication.
Yes.
Like you said. I know I'm going to have to wrap it up in a minute, but was there anything else that I hadn't touched on that you wanted to talk about the center?
No, just, well, we're also doing we've noticed in the community a big influx in transportation issues and getting to and from a place. So we're also doing a fundraiser for Charlie cards, if people want to preload Charlie cards and then drop them off to our center, or any gift cards really, since it's the holiday season, any gift cards would be appreciated. So we can give those to the families that are in need, that are coming in and out of the center.
I hadn't thought as much about transportation, but you're right, that is another, I know, huge need in this city.
Huge. There's such a huge public transportation area with the train and the buses, but a lot of people don't have the funds to be able to actually get on and off the trains, so they're ending up walking everywhere. And so we want to make it as easy as possible for families to just be able to get on a bus or a train really fast without having to worry about any like funds that are like tying them down.
Definitely. So you're doing great work over there.
Thank you.
So many good programs, and I want to thank you again for coming on to share about it.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Okay, of course, anytime. And once again, I'm Dani Vittori. This has been the Lynn Lowdown, and we'll see you next week with more guests. On the court, the sports update. Lynn English's own varsity golf coach, Brett Malia, was named GVL Coach of the Year. This should come as no surprise, as Malia turned the Bulldogs into true contenders in his third year, boosting an 8-2 record, a Division I state tournament appearance, and finishing second in the GBL. When asked, he gave much credit to his players, describing them as a determined group who came in every day with the goal of improving their games and serving as leaders for each other. Malia is proudest that it was the other coaches in the GBL who voted to give him this honor, acknowledging all the work he has put in. 7th-ranked Kip football traveled to number 2 Carter, but were unable to pull off the upset. The Panthers' postseason ended with the 49-27 final. Head coach Jim Rabbit complimented the strong play of Carver, while also stating how his players never gave up and put up a good fight. Kip will now take on Tech for an intercity rivalry. Jason Tatum continues his dominant play, becoming the youngest Celtics player and 10th youngest in the history of the league to score 10,000 career points in a 124-114 win over the Nets on the 4th. On the 10th, the Celtics won their first in-season NBA tournament game, 121-107 over the Brooklyn Nets. This began a 4-game winning streak, followed by victories over the Toronto Raptors, 117-94 on the 11th, the New York Knicks, 114-98 on the 14th, and most recently, the Philadelphia 76ers, 117-107. Sitting in first place in the Atlantic Division, the Bruins maintain a 2-game lead over the Florida Panthers, winning their most recent contest 5-2 over the Buffalo Sabres. Boston is boosting one of the best defenses in the league to support their explosive offense, only allowing 2 goals per game as opposed to their 3.21 scored. Sin City, a recently minted nonprofit organization, came on the Lowdown to share their mission of helping youth through 5 central goals. Their president shared more about how they came to be and their impact on the community. Take a look. Hello, this is the Lynn Lowdown, and I'm Dani Vittori. And today we have on Jason Gonzalez, the president of Sin City Project. Thanks for coming on today.
Oh, good afternoon. Thanks for having me. Appreciate being here.
Great. So, can you explain to us a little what is the main purpose of this organization?
So, Sin City Project, I would say, is a movement for Lynn youth. We've been doing over the years is actually gathering office supplies from local retailers like Staples, even like TD Bank, which I work for now. They are able to donate some money, and we donate office supplies, whether it be notebooks, paper clips, pens, anything under the sun these kids need to obviously for educational purposes.
And you very recently became a nonprofit, got your nonprofit status earlier this year. So how does that shift things for you at all in the org?
No, I would say it actually enhances what we can do as an organization. We just got nonprofit status in February of this year. And also we became a charitable organization, which means businesses can actually donate to us and gives them a little tax break on their end if they're able to donate to our organization.
Because I was curious what the difference would be between before and after. So that's actually good to know.
Oh, it's amazing, yeah.
So can any business or anyone who wants to donate, or how would that work?
So they can reach out to me directly, via email or my cell phone number. sincityprojectinc@gmail.com would be probably the best way. We do have our board of directors. Lenny Thomas is involved. We have Quan. My sister Hasi's involved in the organization, and my best friend Jeffrey Brito. So they can get a hold of us in any type of avenue they'd like. We're always accessible for them to help.
And one thing that was very interesting on your website, you talked about both like the physical and holistic approach to helping youth. And I thought that was an interesting combination. Like, how does that work?
So I would say, one of the big things we talk about as a Sin City Project group is that specifically physical and holistic approach. Everybody's different. Everybody's motivated differently. I'd say from my personal aspect, I like the physical motivation, going to the gym. We talked a little bit about meditating a little bit earlier. So, it's different. People get motivated differently, and I think we can help these youth in whatever avenue they might need, whether it be holistically or physically. And we do have resources to help them get whatever help they need as well.
Mm-hmm. And you were talking a bit about the partnerships you have with other organizations as well. It seems like you have a pretty extensive network, too.
We do. So we have Lenny Thomas, who runs, Healthy Nutrition. Solis, Reynoso, who actually runs, Running United. We just did an event over at Current Circle where we hosted a bunch of kids, give them office supplies, would be backpacks, notebooks, folders, and, there was a bouncy house, there was food, there was music, a basketball tournament. So, we can get things done for the Lynn youth for sure, whatever avenue they want.
And you were talking too about some of the maybe volunteering or community engagement aspects. So if someone wanted to become involved in the organization, how would they go about it?
Get a hold of me. I'll be more than happy to, obviously reach out and get you with the right contacts. It's typically, this time of year we'll do some holiday events, whether it be My Brother's Table, we'll do with George, who's actually kind enough to actually host an event last year for us where Christmas Eve, where we had 2 locations where, kids were able to get some toys, some food, even have deliveries as well, because some folks weren't able to travel during the wintertime. So yeah, whatever, reach out to myself and anybody in the board. I'm sure the Instagram handle's underneath there, but you reach out to me, I'll get you in the right hands for sure.
And I do have to ask about the name, because it is interesting how you took something that was viewed as negative and turned it into something more positive. So how did that work?
So Sin City Project was a name that I remember myself and Jeffrey Brito were just spearheading as to what the name should be for this organization. And, I just said it out loud. I said, Sin City Project. He goes, that's brilliant. I said, I think it's perfect. I think it's exactly what you're saying. It was negative connotation to the word project. And obviously Lynn's known as Sin City forever, and it always will be. So I figured, let's make this movement about something positive, which is Lynn has a lot of great things going for it. And I think that having that negative connotation of the word project in between Sin City, I think we'll make it a positive going forward for sure.
Yeah, you've made it such a positive force. And I have to ask, you said it's been going for about a decade now. What originally motivated you and other board members to start this organization?
So I remember working for organization Staples, and they were throwing items out, and I just asked my boss, I said, instead of throwing these items away, is there any possible way for me to collect these items and donate them to other schools or even churches or other nonprofits? And he okayed it, and he gave the thumbs up for other store managers to do the same. And what I did was I just collected from 10 stores a lot of office supplies, and I partnered with Fred Hogan, who's a local council here for Ward 6, and other ones as well, even the mayors of the city and Superintendent Tutwiler, and they were very helpful. And I just, I said, what schools need help? They pointed me to the YMCA over Neptune Boulevard. I went to my old elementary school, E.J. Harrington, which was awesome. So, I just, they pointed me in the right direction. I just did what I can do to help.
And you really have. It seems like you made a huge impact. And what would you say is kind of your main goal as the organization? Like when youth come to you for help, what is the main goal?
My main goal, I'd say our main goal as a board, is to, help improve the youth in Lynn. There's a lot of great in Lynn, and I think it just starts with the kids. And I've seen, and I've been a part of, because I grew up in Lynn, where I was poor myself, and I didn't have office supplies and the basic needs going forward. So whatever we can do to help, spearhead them in the right direction, that's what we're aiming at. Is basic necessity should be things like office supplies. That should not be in the back of someone's mind of not having a notebook or having a pencil or a pen to go to school. So that's what we're trying to mitigate from having going forward.
Because education it's a really huge piece, and you want kids to be able to go and get that education without having to worry constantly about needing the tools for it.
Exactly.
And as you look going forward, you talked about some of your holiday events. So what would be some goals going forward for the organization, you believe?
So what we want to accomplish over the next couple of months is we're trying to start like a canned food drive around the Thanksgiving season. I know Mikey Quintana does an excellent job with holiday turkeys each year. Maybe partner with him, see if he needs any help gathering some more turkeys to hand out. But there's a lot of great things happening with folks out there. It's basically becoming the glue, maybe putting it all together. That way we can have a much bigger approach. And utilizing companies like my, TD brand or Staples to, giving a little bit more to the cities of Lynn or even neighboring cities in the North Shore to help out as well. That's what we need to do as a group.
And another thing I noticed too on your website, which I found interesting, was you seem to have sort of 5 major goals, like when you were breaking it down. How does that kind of work when youth come in?
So I would say each board member chose a goal, and they're very passionate about it. So, I would say, again, a lot of folks are motivated differently. So my goal is not the same goal as somebody else's. So we actually broke it down just to give somebody maybe some inspiration around these goals. Say, whether you're inspired by doing something entrepreneurship, or you're doing something volunteerism, whether we're doing something for somebody else. These 5 goals all resonate with each of us differently. And I just feel as if we put it on there just for somebody can grasp to each one of these. And if one just hits, that's all we need is one person to be hit by one of these goals and see if they can go for it.
Definitely. And, as you're thinking about the organization as a whole, how do you have, and your network, would you say that it's continued to grow over the years?
I would say so. Obviously, this is the first year we became a nonprofit, so we're able to have board members. But every year prior, we've had different folks help out, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But this one actually puts everything in the books, and obviously having a board officially, we're able to go to other brands and other companies and say, no, we are, in fact, a charitable organization. You can partner with us, and again, the tax breaks is a huge thing for businesses and other companies. So I think it makes it a lot easier for us to approach other companies to help out, and obviously apply for profits and charitable foundation sponsorships, which is easy now.
And I realized I forgot to ask before, but do you have a physical location where people go? Is it mainly like you go to them? How does that work?
So we do not have a physical location just yet. That's in the works for 2024. That's in the back of my mind. I sleep and I thinking about it. But no, right now just reach out via Instagram, email, my phone number as well. Like I said, I love helping people. Everybody on the board loves helping people. And everybody we've tagged along with, whether it be like the ward councilors of Lynn, the mayor's office, you know, John Tebow's a really good friend of mine that I went to high school with, and he's obviously involved heavily as well. So we have the resources to take care of it, and I would love for people to reach out to something specific they want done in Lynn for sure.
Yeah, taking suggestions from the community, and you also help youth as well. So is there kind of a more specific age group that tends to come to you or that you tend to sort of target, or is it more general?
It's more general. I would say over the years, I know we've supplied a lot to the YMCA where, you know, it'd be elementary through middle school, but honestly, we're open to anybody, honestly, even through high school. We're willing to help anybody that needs it. You know, we're not going to turn anybody away if they need anything from us.
And even if they come to you and it's maybe not necessarily something you offer, you can still recommend them to other organizations and really build that network for them too.
Whatever it takes for the youth to get involved in Lynn and whatever we need from us, I'll make it happen.
Mm-hmm. Now, I can tell just the passion that you have and clearly care for the kids, it really comes across.
Well, yeah, well, everybody on the board, including myself, we've all grew up in Lynn. You know, it's a rough city to grow up in, and it actually, you know, humbles you very, very fast. And I just think if, you know, any one of us would have had, you know, an ounce of the resources that are available out there, I just think we would have been a little bit ahead a lot faster and sooner. And that's the game plan with us at Sin City Project.
And you are doing a phenomenal job of that, really. And I have to wrap up in a moment, but was there anything that I hadn't touched on that you wanted to mention?
Nope. If anybody wants to get involved, please reach out to us. You know, we're more than happy to help. We'll take on anything anybody needs. You know, so we're not going to turn anybody away. That's for sure.
Definitely, and I want to thank you again for coming on to share this great work that you're doing and all your board members, of course.
Awesome, and one last thing, I want to show you the official logo. That is Sin City Project.
That is a cool logo. I really like that.
Thank you.
Of course. And you've seen it and heard it here first. I'm Dani Vittori. This is the Lynn Lowdown, and we'll see you next week with more guests. Now the community calendar. Calling all runners, Stop the Violence is holding a 5K road run on Thanksgiving morning with registration beginning at 8 a.m. and the race commencing at 9:30. Registration is $25, but for those 18 and under, it's $20. All proceeds from the race go towards scholarships for track and cross-country runners in Lynn schools. It will begin and end at Raleigh's Tavern on the Square and encourages people to promote health by either running or walking the event. There will also be prizes for different age categories and groups. Ring in the holiday season with the 5th Annual Festival of Lights, hosted by the Greater Lynn Chamber of Commerce. Taking place from 4 to 6 p.m. in Central Square on November 30th, come down for some hot chocolate, tree, and menorah lighting. The lighting will take place at 5:45, with entertainment being provided in the earlier part of the program. The Lynn Public Schools All-City Band will run their annual Christmas caroling fundraiser from December 1st to the 23rd. They will perform at houses in groups of 6 to 8, Fridays from 5 to 9, Saturdays from 12 to 9, and Sundays from 12 to 8. A $50 minimum donation is required, with dates and times coming on a first-come, first-served basis. 8 songs will be performed per house. Visit lyntv.org for contact information and additional details. That is all the news for this week. For more information on upcoming events and breaking stories, go to lyntv.org and follow us at Lynn Community Television on social media for announcements, links to videos, and more. For event coverage, member content, and interviews, head to Lynn Community Television on YouTube. We will be closed next week for the holidays. I'm Dani Vittori, this is LCTV News, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Encompass Health, Rehabilitation Hospital of New England. North Shore Community College. If you have the will to attend college, we have the way for you to earn your degree. And Leo Inc., your local community action agency.